Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Glorious Vibes. So nice to have you here. Please, make sure you subscribe and then share with your friends. Invite your friends and make sure that they subscribe too. And in here, we keep it positive. No negative vibes. All vibes are glorious vibes, right? And, staying positive across the board because it's important. The world is full of crazies and craziness. And so we want to make sure that this space right here is a space that motivates and creates positivity and positive thinking, challenges you, but also, helps you think positively about things. So welcome. Thanks for being here. Truly appreciate your support. And today I just want to talk about something that was really interesting to me. Just about an experience I had and what that entails about human ambitions and the things that we like to do, right? The things that we see and how much sometimes our eyes kind of just mislead us because it's just the eyes, right? And the human needs and the things that we have that are in there, like you really want stuff in life, and it's not bad to be ambitious, but I had an experience that just made me think about what kind of ambition is good ambition, and if we could really see beyond what we see with our naked eyes, would we really still be ambitious or envious or wanting of other things, right? And what other people have achieved in life. So I went with a friend to visit a friend, and the friend happens to live downtown, up the hill. Best house. I mean, really, it's like a condo on the seventh floor of this building, but it's like oversees the harbor. I mean, you can see everything, the beauty of the sunny day. And it turns out that space has also been rented out before for some famous people who would come in and because of just how awesome the space is and how beautiful it is. And it's quite expensive, right? It's multi-million-dollar, something like that. So it's really nice. I mean, as a human being, you're like, wow, this is some really cool spot you have here. So anyways, and one of our friends said is like, oh my gosh, this is really awesome. I would love to have something like this, and who wouldn't, right? I mean, that's just normal. That's a human thing, right? Who would not want to have something like that? So anyways, one of our friend has an interesting reaction to that. He said, if only you could see, and if only you knew, right? You would probably just think, differently. And that kind of caught my attention, and I thought, that's interesting. So anyways, I kind of didn't give it I let it go, and then we did what we had to do. And then, after we left, I just wanted to know about, friend saying that. And I asked him, I say, hey, why did you respond that way? And they say, when we see things with our naked eyes, and sometimes they look so awesome, glorious, and everything else, but if people could actually just open up and show you the scars, the sacrifices of those things, I think it'd be different. You would think differently in terms of that desire to say, I also want that. And that just got me thinking about the things that we see. The things that we see. We go visit a friend who happens to be living in a multi-million-dollar home, or you see somebody driving a Lamborghini, or driving the newest Range Rover, or one of kind of the newest $100,000, $200,000 car, and you're like, I want that, right? But then it's just do you have any idea the sacrifices, how much went into that? Right? And then I thought to myself, wow, that's really, really interesting. Something to think about. The human heart and the thing that we see and the things that we want. And to me, I started to think about if I could really see, how much somebody had to sacrifice, would I really want what they have, what I really want, those things that I think are good, that are awesome things to have. And so that's kind of just got me thinking, I've kind of just really dwell on that. And it made me just, think about like how much in life we disregard what we have, and envy what we see all around us without really giving it a second thought about how much it took. And sometimes it's not just how much it took physically, it's also how much it took spiritually. Like how much did it actually take that person on the spiritual level to get to that level, to achieve to that level? Like how much did they have to sacrifice? And would I be willing to sacrifice that much, right? So I just thought, it's really interesting to share for us to kind of just think about like, it's not always that simple. What isn't always what is. More often, beyond what is a lot more than the naked eyes can see, right? And we should be grateful and thankful with what we have, appreciating what we have, because even the little that we have, I mean, you look at the sacrifices you make, and this is usually a point where we miss. Sometimes it's like we totally disregard how much it took us, like how much you had to sacrifice to get to where you are at this point in life. If you have a doctorate, if you have a master's degree, if you have a bachelor's degree, thinking about the sleepless nights, right? Because those are the things that people usually don't see. What they see is Dr. So-and-so. What they see is, oh yeah, that person has a master's degree. Wow. What they see is, oh my gosh, that person makes 6-figure salaries. What they don't see is the 10 years, 15 years it took you to get there, right? And the scars of that, which also speaks to another point that I started thinking about. Like, you know what? Like sometimes you get people who are just really, they're not happy. They want what the other person has. They want the title, they want the seat, they want the position, they want all of these things, but not willing or not understanding the years, the sacrifices, the sleepless nights, right? The spiritual sacrifices in some ways, and in some really horrible ways. Just some people have eaten dirt, or some people have sacrificed. Sacrifice is having kids, sacrificed ever having like anything else except this one thing that they have kind of committed to forever, right? And so it's all of that just got me thinking about that what we see isn't always what is, that there is more to what we see. And before we envy another person's anointing, before we envy another person's blessings, before we wanna shoot our goals or like elevate our targets, we should really think about how much must it have taken that person. How much did that person sacrifice? How much did they sacrifice physically, emotionally, friends, family, dreams and hopes and future? How much of their youth did they sacrifice to get to that point? Those are things that we need to think about. And so don't resent that person like in your office, or like that who you work with, who is a director, or resent that person who has the base car or the base house, and say, why can't he be me? It's okay to say, why can't he be me? But it becomes a problem when that is coupled with resentment, because more often than not, you have no idea how much sacrifices went into that. And so next time, before you feel maybe a sense of resentment, or even being envious, or even saying, I want that, think about, just ask yourself a question. How much did that person must have sacrificed to reach that place? How much must say have done, have gone through to get to where they are right now, to have what they have right now. And it turns out that these friends I'm talking about, the sacrifice that he made was much, much greater. And I don't think I can make that kind of sacrifice just to get that. It was much, much bigger. And so, again, don't envy another person's anointing. Don't envy another person's blessings. Don't even resent that person who's holding that position, who's making this without understanding how much they may have sacrificed to get there. So, just a quick sharing today. Appreciate you being here again, encouraging you, and again, positive vibes. Stay ambitious, stay hungry, but do it on your own terms, and be willing to take the next step and the next levels to be able to reach to where you need to be at, and understanding well that nothing comes easy. You've got to put in the time and the work. You've got to sacrifice some things to get to where you want to be. I appreciate you being here. Yours truly, happiest man on earth. Thank you very much. Take care.